说每个退伍老兵对危险都有种与生俱来的嗅觉，尤其是那些真刀真枪从战场上爬回来的人。巴德的第六感告诉他，这趟列车有问题。一个中东男子压低帽檐，身上穿得鼓鼓囊囊，神情慌乱地打完电话，转手就把手机丢进了垃圾桶。上车之前还刻意左右张望了一圈。起初巴德只是觉得哪里不太对劲，但没过多久，列车员就匆匆赶来敲厕所的门，看那表情，显然是有大事发生。自己的儿子和女儿此刻就在这趟列车上，巴德当即决定主动出击。他拦住列车员，直接亮出警察证件。情况果然比他想的还糟，列车上极有可能藏着一个人肉炸弹，此时就躲在厕所里面。列车员告诉他，反恐部队已经在下一站全员就位，但巴德心里清楚，只要列车一减速，那个人感觉到刹车的震动，随时可能当场引爆。他不打算把希望压在别人身上，让列车员在解开厕所门锁的同时打开车厢门，打算趁恐怖分子刚走出厕所还没反应过来的那一秒，直接把人推下列车。但结果完全出乎意料。那名男性嫌疑人身上根本没有发现任何爆炸装置。巴德随即通知列车员，威胁已经排除。但事情真的就这样结束了吗 ？Hello， 大家好，欢迎来到九公子探影的电影频道。今天我们讲贴身保镖第一期。巴德还是不放心，转身去厕所查看是否还有其他可疑痕迹。推开门的瞬间，他愣在原地。厕所里真的藏着一个绑满炸弹的女人，巴德拼命压住心跳，强迫自己保持冷静。家乡话让女人的情绪稍稍松动了一些，然而巴德只是轻轻动了一下身体。
Don't do that, please. Don't do that. Don't move. Stay still, please. Just stay still, please. Just stay still. Don't move, please. Please.
经过巴德不断的开导和安抚，女人激动的状态终于慢慢平息下来。但仔细观察她的神情，巴德发现她似乎并非真心想要引爆炸弹同归于尽。
You don't want to do this. You don't look like you do. Listen.
于是他开始劝她放弃这次行动，并承诺自己可以出面替她和外面的特警部队沟通协调。说完，他立刻联系乘务员帮忙传达这个信息。
There's a second bomber, but we're talking. Now write this down. Young Asian female, equipped with an explosives vest. Advise SCO-19 she's willing to talk. Request armed officers hold back from boarding the train. And the bomb disposal and negotiators are deployed as operational priority. And firstly, right now, evacuate the adjacent carriages.
Yeah, okay.
乘务员接到消息后不敢耽误，马上通过广播紧急通知前后两节车厢的所有乘客，立刻撤离转移到其他车厢。乘客们虽然一头雾水，但在乘务员一遍遍催促下，还是陆续离开了。
Now just have a look and make sure that everyone's getting out all right. Okay. All right, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here.
巴德告诉女人自己也不会离开，在看到自己的孩子已经安全撤离，压在他胸口的那块石头也才算落了地。
It's okay. It's okay. My name's David. David Budd. What's yours?
他放平语气，用一种平静而温柔的方式跟他说话。女人终于开口，有了回应。
Nadia.
The man that was in here before. Is that your husband?
女人愣了一下，随后缓缓点头，默默承认了。
And your husband wants you to die? You don't have to be a martyr, Nadia. We can deactivate this device. And we can protect you from your husband. You don't ever have to see him again if you don't want to.
巴德看出他内心其实充满了挣扎，他相信这场悲剧还有机会被阻止，于是话锋一转，开始跟纳迪亚聊起了家人和孩子。
I'm just bringing my kids back from visiting my mum.
You have children?
Yes, I do, too. And that's Ella. She's 10. Charlie, he's 8.
当纳迪亚看到照片的瞬间，眼神里涌出了一丝触动。就在这边僵持不下的同时，前方车站早已布满了大批交警和反恐特警，整装待命。没过多久，列车就缓缓朝着那个方向滑行而来。
It's all right. It's gonna be all right.
远处传来的警笛声一入耳，纳迪亚刚刚平复下来的情绪瞬间又绷紧了。
Listen to me. Why would someone you love want you to kill yourself? You've been brainwashed. I was in Afghanistan. Some mates get killed, nearly got killed myself for what? Nothing. Politicians, cowards and liars, ours and theirs. People full of talk that will never spill a drop of their own blood, but you and I, we're just collateral damage. Don't let them win, Nadia.
巴德坚信这件事可以用不流血的方式收场，他扭头对着车厢外面大声喊话。
Police officer, don't shoot!
然而特警队根本没打算谈判，荷枪实弹，直接强行冲进了车厢。
Get down on the ground! Put your hands on your head and get down! Get down! Don't move!
Stay exactly where you are, Nadia. Don't move, okay?
On police!
DS David Budd, Specialist Protection, don't shoot!
We know who you are. Stand clear. David, work with me, yeah? You've done a great job, but you're not OFC here. I am. I need you to stand down, nice and easy.
巴德太清楚接下来会发生什么了，他只要一撤，纳迪亚就会立刻把门关死。而面对黑洞洞的枪口和重重包围，情绪已经濒临崩溃的他，随时可能按下引爆器。
Just stay really still.
Away from the subject.
眼前这场危机本来完全可以和平化解，但指挥官却已经下达命令，让狙击手找准时机，直接击毙纳迪亚。
In position.
Received.
I'm going to turn around and speak to this officer. She's cooperating. She intends to surrender. She does not intend to activate the device. Get Expo here.
They're here. Now move away.
It's all right. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere.
David,
I'm not.
clear. Stand clear.
Nadia's going to spread her arms.
巴德太了解警方的处置逻辑了，他心里不忍。为了不让这个悲剧真的发生，他用自己的身体死死挡在了纳迪亚面前。
Get Expo here now!
David, I need the subject to step out of the toilet.
No, she's going to stay here and wait for Expo.
Out of the toilet.
Still for me, will you?
Out now, miss. You need to
Really good.
Get Expo here!
stand aside.
Don't fire! Do not do this! Nadia, stay right there. Don't move, don't move. Please,
Out of
please,
the
Nadia,
toilet!
Don't do this. Don't do this.
David,
Please,
stand
don't do
down.
this.
Out.
Nadia,
Out.
stay there. That's it. Don't do this.
Get out of the fucking toilet!
No!
No shot.
巴德和纳迪亚紧紧抱在一起，并在原地不停地转圈，用这种方式让外面的狙击手根本找不到开枪的机会。经过巴德一再争取，指挥官终于松了口，把拆弹专家派了进来。这一刻，巴德知道纳迪亚暂时不会有事了。
Stay calm.
Miss, my name's Karen. Now I need you to put your arms down.
Nadia, I'm going to step to the side. I'll be right here.
This object in your hand is the initiation device.
Yes.
Does anyone else have control of this device?
No.
拆弹专家仔细询问了炸弹的相关情况，这才屏住呼吸，小心翼翼地动手开始拆除。
Arms up, please. All the way up. Turn around for me, please. I'm going to remove the belt. I need everyone out now.
Open the door.
I'm going to step off the train, then ask you to follow me. All right? Okay, nice and slowly. Keep your hands where we can see them.
为了让纳迪亚放宽心，巴德第一个走下列车，然后回身伸手扶她下来。然而纳迪亚双脚刚踏上站台，就看到自己的丈夫已经被警方铐住带走。
Don't look over there. Look down on the ground. Down on the ground!
It's over. You're safe now. He can't hurt you. No one's going to hurt you.
巴德说到做到，纳迪亚平安无事。等这一切都尘埃落定，他那根从头绷到尾的神经才终于慢慢松开。 作为一名警长，巴德在这次危机中的表现堪称教科书级别，无懈可击。之后，他把孩子们送到妻子身边，妻子上前给了他一个紧紧的拥抱。然而，在看似温馨的一家四口下，巴德的婚姻却早已名存实亡。他和妻子分居已经很长时间了。
I should be heading off.
You don't have to.
此时的巴德微微一愣，他以为这是妻子想要重新开始的信号，于是忍不住向前迈了一步。
Oh, for God's sake, Dave.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm a fucking idiot. Sorry.
巴德这才意识到，妻子并没有想要破镜重圆的意思，也许只是因为他今天在鬼门关走了一遭，他心里有那么一点担心和心疼，又或者只是愿意在这一刻充当一个倾听者，让他把憋在心里的那些脆弱和委屈说出来。但这些都不是巴德真正想要的。与其接受这种不上不下的温情，他宁可一个人扛着所有，独自走下去。第二天一早，他的英勇事迹就被媒体争相报道，整个伦敦无人不知。上级对他的表现大为赞赏，随即将他调派到一名内政大臣身边担任贴身保镖。巴德骨子里对政客没什么好感，但命令已经下来，他还是选择服从。
To move on.
Yes.
翻查资料后，他得知自己要保护的这位大臣名叫茱莉亚。从他历年来的投票记录不难看出，此人始终力挺向海外派兵。伊拉克和阿富汗的军事行动背后都有他举手支持的身影，而巴德恰恰就是从阿富汗战场上退下来的老兵。他比任何人都清楚，士兵不过是政客们争权夺利的棋子，战争在他身上刻下了一道道难以抹去的伤疤，更留下了永久性的应激创伤，也就是人们常说的战争后遗症。但这些他从来不说，全部压在心底最深处。或许只有在高强度的工作中，他才能短暂的把那些家庭和感情上的一地鸡毛抛诸脑后。整理好着装，检查完枪械，他大步走向新的岗位。从这一刻起，他的身份已经变了，不再是一名普通警长，而是内政大臣身边寸步不离的贴身保镖。